maybe, let me say this, and let's give the president a bit of credit. That he has now realized that actually the Constitution of Kenya 2010 that he opposed is actually good. It has some provisions there. The only thing that we want to remind him is that some of those provisions are self-executing. I mean, you don't have to tell us, to remind us that we are sovereign. We are, because we have already said so in the preamble and in Article 1 of the Constitution. So having realized that, again, he does not need to promise us what we have already enacted for ourselves. You know, we have said this is how we shall govern ourselves. We have talked about Article 43, which gives us the basis of our development rights and so on. Now, those things we have already given ourselves as of right under the Constitution. So you don't need to come and promise us those things. So now, having said that, he has now arrived in this 2010 Constitution and is now appreciating it. Now we want to help him to appreciate that the Constitution is self-executing. Some things you don't even need to do anything about it. They just need to be operationalized. What we want to remind ourselves is that we cannot dismember or we cannot suspend the rule of law, because again, the rule of law is self-executing. I mean, if I do anything wrong, I deserve to be given a fair day in court and I need to be processed. So I'm not saying I should be charged, but give me a fair hearing. Those are the rule of law. Let's go by the law. If the Constitution says we have 3 arms of government, it means the legislature has to respect the judiciary has to respect the executive, but in it they must check on each other. So when the judiciary is saying this is unconstitutional, it's not that they have an issue with Ruto. No, it's not that they have issues with the Parliament. No. Of course, we are also telling the judiciary, and this is part of the war we are having with the judiciary, is that we cannot be blowing hot and cold on certain things. Especially there are certain doctrines that we have agreed on that we cannot backslide on. And when we talk about the rule of law and we talk about the people's role and we talk about restraining or holding government to account, those issues cannot be watered down. So again, we have this tension that must keep on coming at play. The executive has to be checked, the legislature has to legislate, but the judiciary has to interpret and has to bring us to order. That's why we need to come down to the issue of judicial review and other mechanisms that we have to ensure that administrative actions are within the law. So, yes, the issue about what you are asking, should Kenyans have Ruto back? Let them be ready. If it has not been good for 4 years, for 5 years, it will be worse in his last years. And I can tell you, when he comes back after 2027, the first thing he'll do is to assault the Constitution and want to change it so that with this vision 2060 he's talking about, he's soon going to say that, I'm the only one who is available to take you to 2060. Which the staff of dictators, they think that they are the only ones who can run anything. This country is capable of running itself. And that's why, even as we did in 2002, it is not that Kibaki was the best person. Even in 2027, we are not going to look for the best person. We're just going to look for somebody who can listen, who can preside over affairs of this nation in such a way that we, the individuals, can thrive and flourish. Not people who are going to think that they have solutions for us. I mean, the problem with the current government is thinks that it has solutions for everything, including what I'll eat in my house and how I should run my house. No, let people be free. Let's give them choices, including Shah and others. At the end of the day, we just need to create platforms for people to enjoy health, and particularly to make it possible for those who cannot afford to medical services to actually afford them. And that's what countries like India do. They have everything for everybody. You want to go to a high-end hospital, you go. But generally, if a poor person is unwell and they need service, they have good quality services next door. And that's what we want for this country.
Many